What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Like always, like and subscribe, leave a comment down below. Today we are going to be doing a quick book review on Star Trek The Next Generation Contamination. Solid 9 out of 10 book. I really had a good time with it. I saw some people, they hated this book for some reason, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. So basically, right away in the beginning of the book, you meet these scientists, these doctors, and one of them's murdered. Lynn Costa. Her husband's Emil Costa, and there's just a whole little team of them. You have a Vulcan named Saduk, a full Betazoid named Karn Malou, and then a lady from Earth, Shayna Russell, and then you have husband and wife Emil and Lynn Costa. Lynn Costa's murdered. Troy is teamed up with Worf to basically investigate the murder on the Enterprise. At the same time, they're heading to this asteroid that the Krill and the Federation are basically living on. They're doing something for they're living on it. I can't remember what they're doing on it, but anyways, the crew at this time are still trying to get the transporter knowledge. They're trying to buy it from the Federation and all that. So you have that going on. Not much of that going on in the book, but Emil and Lynn Costa are having marital issues, and so the beginning of the book, Troy's talking to Lynn, trying to help out those marital issues, and then Lynn's murdered. So Worf and Troy are on task to basically find the murderer. And then so Worf basically recruits Wesley Crusher to kind of spy on Emil Costa, because Emil Costa used to be one of his tutors. Well, in that happening, Wesley uncovers that Emil Costa and Karn Malone have a pretty big problem with each other. So he follows Emil Costa around and ends up basically finding out that basically what you think happens is Emil Costa is guilty. He's the one that did it for some reason, because he ends up him and Karn Malou end up throwing Wesley in like a pod where he has to basically kind of he knows he's gonna run out of air in it. He gets out at some point, and finds Emil Costa again. But anyways, Emil Costa escapes to the shuttle pod heading to the asteroid that the Enterprise was heading to escape, with Picard and Riker on it. And Worf is found stunned and Carmeloon's found dead. So Costa looks pretty guilty. So a trial begins. Worf is trying to persecute Costa. Data gets recruited to represent Costa. And all at the same time, Troy's starting to uncover things on the Enterprise. Finds Karn Maloon's his files and kind of starts decrypting some Betazoid code he puts in it. And lo and behold, it turns out Shayna Russell's mother used to work with Lynn and Emil Costa 26 years ago. The book kind of leads you on, making you think Saduk, the Vulcan, is the one that's guilty of both murders. But it's actually Shayna Russell, whose name is Megan Terry, and all this is within the last pages of the book. It really folds together well in the end. And it's a short book, so, like I said, short review. But anyways, all ends well. Emil ends up, because he basically takes Riker and Picard and some of the Krill ambassadors hostage on the shuttlecraft, and they have to navigate their way through an asteroid belt, and Data has to figure out how to get them through that. So he's guilty at the end of the book of that, but not guilty of murder. So the book ends well. Like I said, it was a solid 9 out of 10. It was just like a good episode of Star Trek The Next Generation to me, and I really love the cover. I think it's cool, the scientist suit. They were like these basically, let me just say that real quick. They were worked in a micro contamination lab, and Lynn and Emil Costa had discovered this biofilter type of thing. Not a biofilter, but basically something that could be used as a biological weapon. But the real discoverer of it was Megan Terry's mom. No, what's her name? Jasmine Terry. Shauna Russell's real name was Jasmine Terry. Her mom was the real discoverer. So basically, she was avenging all her mom's research and all that. But like I said, the book was really good. Next up, I am going into a Deep Space Nine book. Before I move on to a book not on my TBR, but a Battletech book, I'm going to ebook it and see how it feels. If I don't like the feel of the ebook, I'm going to DNF it and get it later on as paperback. But oh, I need to tape this cover. It's got a tear. But I'm excited to read some Deep Space Nine because, as you know, the series I've been following, created by the fans, um, a lot of the characters are from Deep Space Nine. So I'd like to get a little, go back in time. This is based off of the blockbuster pilot episode for the new. So I mean, you don't even need to know the characters. You're getting them here in the first book, which is the first episode of the TV series. So that's next. This book, like I said, was real good. 9 out of 10. Highly recommend it. With that being said, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Later.